Şimdi aslında biraz hem alanı neden böyle bir program yürüttüğümüzü tanımaya başladık. Ardından da eşitsizliklerin azaltılması bizim için kapsamı nedir biraz onu tanıdık. Şimdi adım adım Türkiye'deki yapılan çalışmalara ve alanlara odaklanmaya başlayacağız. Ama bugün bir de aramızda 3 tane sosyal girişimciyi ağırlıyoruz. Bir tane girişimci... sosyal girişimci ve aslında İmece'nin de bir sene önce tanıştığı bir misafirimiz var Londra'dan. Mültecilerle çalışan ve Londra'da aslında neleri dönüştürdüklerini ve dönüştürmeye başladıklarını bizimle paylaşacak. O sebeple Martin'i aramıza almak ve Breadwinners hikayesini bizlerle paylaşmak isteriz. Buyurun Martin.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, cool. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep to time. First, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Imiche, and thank you, Sorlu, for having me. I think what you guys are doing for the social innovation and the social enterprise world is amazing. So I'm gonna present a little bit about Breadwinners, which is a very grassroots. And when I'm talking about grassroots, I'm telling really the roots of an organization that is tackling inequalities. So basically our tagline is fresh bread for a fresh start. And that means we sell the best artisan organic fresh bread and we support refugees to have a first start with the first job in the UK. And before I'm gonna do that, I'm actually gonna talk a little bit about what it means to me be a social entrepreneur. I hope there is some social entrepreneurs today here. And yes, maybe move a little bit here. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, if this works, is to tell a little bit about me. That's me. Apart from being a social entrepreneur, I'm a keen acro yogi. Acro yoga means doing yoga with a partner. So now I'm gonna invite Palin to come to me, and I want everybody to stand up now, if you please mind. We're gonna do a really, really short exercise. So you're gonna be back to back with any person you have next to you. You put yourself back to back. You check out more or less similar heights, it doesn't matter. Then you're gonna start giving the weight to your partner. So you're gonna start moving a little bit out, yeah? Cool. So you are successful acro-yogis right now, well done. And now while you're in this position, I want you to think what was your first ever job. So I'll give you 1 minute to think what was the first time you ever get paid for doing something. Think about that time. You're gonna share it with your partner in this awkward position. And apart from that, I want you to think, how did you get that first job? So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to do that. So think about it and tell your partner, please. Yes, I think this is on, so maybe, yes.
Is that okay, sir? Leave or stay?
Tell me.
Okay, I was walking the dogs around my neighborhood because I have a vet in my next apartment and I love dogs, I raise dogs. And I was walking them when I leave school in the afternoon, so I get money out.
How did you get it?
What?
How did you get it?
I have a dog and I'm taking my dog to that vet. He offered me.
Who gave you that job? How did you get that job?
I have.
To whom?
To the vet.
To the vet.
I can walk the dog.
Because you knew him.
Yeah. So, do I leave now? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. You can sit down. I hope you remember what was that first ever job, and I hope you could share, both of you. You had time enough. So many times when I ask this question, I use this question for people to relate to what I do in Breadwinners, basically, which is to provide that very first job. So I don't know if maybe to many of you, you might have found that first job from either a family member or a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, or that very first job could very much be related to your network, basically. So I migrated 2 times. I'm not a refugee, but I moved on a couple of times, and I very frequently started a new life in a new country. And I want to invite you right now just for 1 second, to actually think or to put yourself in a position that where your life in your country is in danger. So you imagine yourself moving into a new country, into a total new culture, potentially not even speaking the language, maybe not even with your family. So you might have arrived there alone, and you might not have any friends of that country. And imagine how difficult it is to get that very first job. So with Breadwinners, basically what we do, yeah, we have some information here. So I live in London, and Breadwinners is in the UK, basically. And there's a statistic which says that 70% of refugees are unemployed in the UK, in London, actually. And there's another statistic or another thing is that people claiming asylum, so these are people that don't have the right to work yet, because they are going through the process to get that refugee status that is in the UK, are not allowed to work, so they have very big gaps in their employment, which is not only detrimental to their career because of a significant gap in the experience, but also to their own well-being, so what's going on inside them. And they live on £35 a week, which for the UK is very, very bare minimum. It might not even be enough to go to an interview and come back and have food for that day. So on one side, the UK is really trying to help refugees, and there is social enterprises doing this. On the other side, it doesn't allow people claiming asylum to work. So sometimes not all the policies work, and that's where the room of social entrepreneurs come in. So basically, with Breadwinners, we sell the best artisan organic bread, and because we sell a product, because we are a social enterprise, we can give opportunities for people to tackle this type of inequalities that can be produced or not by thousands of factors that are around the world. We are really grassroots, so in 2 years we have supported 30 people, but we are growing quite fast, and hopefully we can do that more often. And so we have 2 programs, and the 2 programs, one is for refugees that have the right to work, so we give them the first job, and they use that as a platform to find other jobs. And the other one is for young asylum seekers, which are not entitled to work, but they come and do work experience, which is really good for the curriculum, and then when they get the status, they are in a much better position to find a job. And both programs are based on 3 principles, which is one is to provide work experience. So because we are a social enterprise and we sell bread, I can provide an opportunity for the people to be there on the stalls selling the bread. The next one is we provide them with transferable skills. So these are quite generic type of skills like customer services, sales, even English, how to write a CV, how to effectively go to an interview in the UK, and that helps them progress. And the last one, and quite importantly, we pair up people with mentors. And mentors are volunteers that want to give their time and their energy to support the newly arrived people into how to navigate the system, how to find a job. And basically, one of the quite uniqueness of Breadwinners, but of every social enterprise, is that, for example, we sell bread. We sell the best bread, basically. So if you are in London, please try our bread. But social enterprises have something to give, which is not only their social mission, but is producing growth, and either through product, services, or any other type of things. We actually tackle the issue. So we are not, there's many organizations which are very good and is needed, charities and NGOs, which train refugees to find those jobs, but then they don't really give the jobs. So social enterprises can do that. They can give the job, and they can tackle the issue straight away. We recognize that people come with loads of skills. So many people that migrated to the UK had their own businesses. And I interviewed people that have done much more amazing things than anything that I will ever imagine to do. So we recognize those skills, and we believe, and we really believe, that migrants and refugees are really talented and very skillful people, and we want to show this other face to the challenge, which is that refugees actually can bring something to the economy, and migrants can bring lots of skills and lots of opportunities of growth. And the last one is that we are an inclusive community. So when I talk about Breadwinners, I normally say that I do this every single day, including the weekends, because I like it and I'm part of it. But for the people that we support, it's more than just a job. It's a network of friends and a network of people, and they really feel they belong to something. Yeah. So when people migrate, it's really difficult to start feeling that you belong from this new place. So we do measure our impact, and we do that, and I recommend all social entrepreneurs before you even start, to start thinking what is your outcomes, what are your real outcomes. There's many quantitative information that you can get, but we focus our mentoring and our impact into how the people that we support feel in their community, feel part of it, so that would be the making a difference. We think about how our programs support people in their aspirations and their own motivations. We also measure before and after, how do they feel about themselves and what is their well-being levels. And we measure how they feel about work and training and the communication and social skills. But the most important thing about this that I want to show is that we are not basically taking an information. We are asking them how they feel. So it's for them. And one of the key things about this outcome stars, or this tool, which is available out there, but this is a customized one for Breadwinners, is that it's actually to question our beneficiaries. How do you feel before and after? And do you realize your own development? So it's not me saying now you are better than before. It's themselves, because it's quite important to actually look at yourself and see if you have developed or what are you doing, also for the feel-good factor. So with this picture, I just want to say that there might be, try to talk about the challenges of social entrepreneurship and why do I do this. I'm a very new social entrepreneur, so I never thought I was going to be a social entrepreneur, and I didn't even know what it means till I started with Breadwinners, which was not more than 2 years ago, like less than 2 years ago. I was working in the corporate world. I'm an industrial engineer from Argentina, and I think I was a very successful industrial engineer. But luckily or unluckily, I started volunteering with a little charity, and I called Refugee Youth, and I got really inspired by young people that come to the UK as unaccompanied minors, which that means that is a young person that came alone to the country. And I was really inspired by their energy, their resilience, and the positiveness, and that gave me a lot. So then I suddenly realized, okay, maybe I should be doing something about this. I started to care about a cause. Before that, I didn't have cause. I had my hobbies, and I had my work, basically, and it was fine, actually. But then I had a cause. I had something that I really wanted to support, and that led me through programs like Image is doing right now, to run Breadwinners. And in this one, I feel like Khaled, which has recently progressed and is a full-time landscaper now from Breadwinners, he's smiling, but what I see in this picture, which I was not taken not too long ago, is that my smile. So basically, I do this because I feel good about it, and I like doing this. And I think it's really important for social entrepreneurs to really think why are you going to go through this, because it's not going to be easy, basically. So really, really work out why are you doing this. For me, it's clearly because it makes me happy. To help other people makes me happy. And then the next thing that I wanted to say is that it's very common in the social enterprise world to burn out. So many people that are in the profit-making say they have a stressful type of job and they work till really late. But most probably when you go home, then job is in the office, and you go home, and hopefully you are able to separate that thing. When you become a social entrepreneur, at least for me at the beginning, I was not able to do that, because my mind, I was so passionate about it that my mind, even if I was playing football or doing acro yoga, my mind was still saying, how can I help more people? What's going to happen with this person? Lots of challenging questions. So, for example, when I have a job opportunity, which are not many, then I have too many people applying. So who do I choose? Do I support this person or do I support that person? There's lots of challenging questions about how to marry the profit-making, trying to have a successful business model and your social mission that you're going to encounter. And basically, with this slide, I want to say that it's so important to have programs like the one that Imiche is running or starting right now, because you, as a social entrepreneur, you need to surround yourself with other social entrepreneurs that are going through the same and try to share that sort of pain or challenges. And that's a key for me. Try to find yourself a mentor. It's quite important to find somebody that has already done it, as well to sort of guide you and find out. It's very important to learn from your own mistakes, but you can also learn from other people's mistakes. And this is really important. And then, yeah, take some time off as well. And yeah, basically, the last thing I want to say, thank you, everybody here. I would like to everybody stand up for one last time and put your hand behind somebody and say, congratulations and thank you for being here, and hopefully going through many social enterprises and very social innovation things happening. Thank you.